The dream that fuels my work, my passion, my creativity is to be a producer of films, to be a storyteller that helps us to accept people for who they are, to accept them with compassion, to accept them with consideration, and to understand that there are many nuances in every individual's humanity, that we are not one-dimensional in how we show up in the world, but that we are multi-dimensional, powerful, energetic sources that have the ability to cause great pain, but an even greater and natural ability to cause great love. I'm inspired to create stories and present stories with diversity that make invisible people visible, because films have the ability to shift how we imagine ourselves in the world, to give us compassion for other people. Many years ago, I was in the music business and I left that world and I went to India. I was sitting in a movie theater in Delhi because it was so hot, and I went to the movies because I could be someplace cool for 4 hours. And I'm watching this movie and I had no idea what they were talking about. But I knew what was happening. And I thought that of all the great music artists that I had produced amazing songs, if you didn't know the language, you wouldn't have access. But with a film, and it goes back to silent films, and it goes back to pictures on caves that are millions of years old, we still know the story. We still can understand how man has tried, and women are trying to deal with the world, with loss, etc. So for me, I am inspired because pictures transcend boundaries, and they go to the heart and they go to the mind, and they can change how we see ourselves in the world. I believe that change, diversity, dialogue is what we are here to do on this planet. One of my favorite quotes is from the poet Emily Dickinson, who said, "I dwell in possibility. That is the house that I build and that I live in." And that is the house that I live in, and I hope that the work I create and inspire others to create gives them the key to that house. A cause that is very important to me is diversity in filmmaking, access for all people, that we move towards parity of voices. Right now, you know, I don't want to be trite, but the situation in Nigeria with the schoolgirls, that girls are being denied the right to freedom, to education, purely because of their gender. So to bring back our girls is something that is very important in the current present day. If my words were so lucky to reach citizens of the world, I would ask them to think about two things. One, the fear that is sold, the fear that we live in isn't real, and it has no place at our table when we sit down with the ones that we love, when we sit down with our community. The other thing I'd like to share with the worldwide community is something from a wonderful speech by Dr. Martin Luther King called The Drum Major Instinct. And in this speech, Dr. King speaks about the new definition of greatness. And he says, you know, it's amazing if you're a physicist, if you know how to play Chopin with your eyes closed. But the new definition of greatness is to be of service. And we all can be of service in many different ways. We can be of service by smiling upon someone, who has less than. We can be of service of taking a moment to speak with and to mentor. We can be of service in so many ways now, and all we have to do is open up our hearts and our minds to being an instrument of change and being reflective of the change that we want to see in the world. Thank you.